In the last segment, you learned about the complexity of starting a business. As a business owner and entrepreneur, you have made, or you're probably in the process of answering questions such as, what business product are you going to offer? What service are you going to offer? Who might be interested in your product or service? You also looked at perhaps where is it going to be located? Now we talk about the importance of a business plan. And then also we'll provide some tips at the end to help you get started on creating your own business plan. Why is a business plan important, you may think? Well, first of all, it's a guide to you. The business plan helps you stay focused on what the business mission is. It helps you to stay focused and not chase any new good idea that might come up. Sure, it's a living document and you need to be adaptable, but a business plan helps you stay focused. Also, it assists you in obtaining funding. Should you seek investors to invest in the business, it's good to have a good business plan. You definitely will need it if you're pursuing a loan. The business plan helps with obtaining a loan as well. The business plan should be fun. It shouldn't be this chore for you. It should be an invigorating experience as you see your ideas jotted down. As you write the business plan, you'll be able to see, well, what areas of the plan need a little more help? Where do you need to research and do your homework a little bit more? But the key thing is that you have to move the ideas from your head to paper. Next, let's look at some of the objections that you may have to yourself or what others oftentimes have. The first objection that we get a lot is, I just don't have time. And I do understand if you're starting out and you're opening a restaurant, let's say, or starting some kind of online business, I know you're involved with a lot. But it's important to take the time to work on the business plan. Funny story, I remember receiving a call once here at the Community Loan Fund where a lady said that she had worked with another staffer a couple years ago. The Community Loan Fund staff encouraged her to get a business plan in place before her business really exploded. She didn't at the time. So it was funny, on the phone call, she was saying how she wished she would have taken the time to put the business plan in writing. Now, the business had just grown and it was just out of control. She was offering services that she never intended to offer. It's important to get the business plan down immediately so they can help to guide you. Another objection that I oftentimes get is that people think that, well, I'm not a good writer. I don't write well. That's fine, especially when you first start off. You just want to get a draft, just write it down. You don't have to have perfect grammar. You don't have to have, everything looking like it's a Pulitzer Prize winning piece of work. You don't need that. Just get started and get it down on paper. And then you can go back and draft and edit it and make sure that the grammar is right and the spelling is correct. Another objection that we get a lot is the person may think to themselves, well, how can I make a business plan that has projections when I don't know, well, how many people are going to sign up for my service or buy my product? That's all the more important why you need to take some time to just think, well, what might the income be? Well, how much are you going to charge? How many customers might you see in the first month, the first 3 months, the first year? Just know that we realize it's challenging to do it, but it's something you have to do. Next, here's some basic elements of a business plan. Again, there's no one way to do it. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I've seen some business plans that were heavy with circles and it was more artsy looking. If you're an artsy person, great, go that route. It doesn't have to be something that's fancy or anything, as we'll see in a moment. Here's some of the elements of a business plan to get you started. First, you might want to talk a little about who are you? Who are you? What's your experience related to the business you're starting? What's your background? A little bit about your resume. So tell the reader who you are and what is your business? What's the name of the business? Is there a history behind the name? Next, you can talk a little bit about the mission of the business. What is it that you're seeking to accomplish? What product or services do you offer? Maybe you might want there to talk a little bit about pricing there. But talk to us a little bit about, well, what is the business? What's its mission? Another element of the business plan is to think about staffing. Who will be helping you? Will you be running the business all by yourself? Will you be hiring additional employees? Make some projections of how much their salaries will be and other benefits. Also, something to think about that's easy to forget is, well, what happens if you're sick? If you're under the weather, who's going to come in and make the donuts or whatever the business is you're going to do? So think about staffing. Will it be just you? Will you need assistance? Who will help you when you're under the weather or can't make it to the office or shop that you're doing? The next thing to consider, another element of the business plan, would be who are your competitors? This is important. You don't have to hire a marketing firm. I mean, it's great if you do, But to take the time to do a quick Google search or to drive by your workplace, the business spot that you're going to start, but you should think about who are the competitors. It's very easy to think, well, I don't have any competitors. What I'm offering is new and unique. Be careful of that because, well, sure, there might be maybe it's not a direct competitor, but there might be another business that offers something very similar to what you're seeking to offer. So for example, you may say that, well, you're going to open a business that offers a unique food offering. And you know, well, there's no other restaurants in your community that offers the same item of food that you're going to offer. That may be true, but there's other fast food restaurants. There's other restaurants that still offer food. That's a competitor, even if they're not offering the exact product that you're seeking to offer. The next element to think about is how will the business make money? You can communicate that through projections. It's important to think about like the first year of operations. What do you anticipate the income to be in the first year? And the expenses. Again, if you're going to hire staff, what's the salaries going to be? So projections on a budget basis that can be yearly, that would be helpful for potential investors or lenders to see. Another helpful tool to use in your business plan is a cash flow forecast. It's very helpful if you can show potential lenders or investors what the 12-month cash flow will be. So with this document that you can make or contact the Community Loan Fund for assistance, this document simply just shows how you see money coming into the business through the different revenue streams that you've identified, when you see money coming in, that is which month during year 1, year 2, etc. But then also more importantly, it shows your expenses. What expenses do you see in getting started? And then once started, what expenses do you see when you're operating? All of that would go on a cash flow forecast. The cash flow forecast, more importantly, also shows how that monthly activity of income minus expenses each month, how that interacts with your closing cash balance. So that's another tool that's just very helpful that'll help you understand as well as your lenders understand what the business is. For more assistance with getting started or help with your business plan, feel free to contact the Community Loan Fund of the Capital Region for assistance.